Hi Wesley.
Hi, Jason.
So today we're talking about the racing event that we attend, which is called Moto Events Enduro.
The racing events, the motor events, which was what was it called before?
Lemons 24 hours, 24
Yeah,
hours of lemons.
yeah. Until they lost the license to it,
Yeah.
so
So
that they sent it back to the Americas.
so a quick rundown of what the event is literally 24 hours of racing, and we go to most tracks around Australia, and they split the 24 hours into 3 days. So
Sometimes two. Is it?
yeah, no, it's always been three. I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
So
I guess
like
they run different. They run different formats.
yeah,
Sometimes they do shorter, like 16 hours. Sometimes they do 24
yeah.
hours.
But for the
Yeah.
actual 24 hours, most of the time it's 4 hours practice the first day, and then 10 hours
Yeah, 10 hours, 10
the
hours.
second day,
Oh,
third day 10 hours.
yep. So, I mean, it's pretty much um, not full 24 hours. It's 24 hours split into 2 to 3 days. So don't
Yes.
don't be mistaken. We still go back to Airbnb and take some sleep and have some BR.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, we fixed the cars,
Yeah.
but but so far it's been good.
Try not to. Try not to.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about today,
We
Jason?
want to go through what we prepare, how we prepare for these events.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you have in mind?
I mean, first one is regulations. So obviously you're the one that always reads through pages of regulations. So if you can give us a rundown of what's involved to enter this event.
Regulation's pretty straightforward. It's not rocket science because um, most of the regulations are, you know, they cover 90% of what we should know as a competitor, from the cars to um, sometimes the format of race, sometimes the safety gear that we need to bring, um, how to enter the pits, stuff like that. The rest of the 10% is the gray area, which
Okay.
I like, and I think Benny likes it too. You should watch. You should read it. I mean, everyone should read it.
Yes, everyone should
You
read it.
you just pretending that you don't know about the regulations, but yeah, the regulations the first thing that we need to read way before we sign up, even um, pay or sign up for the event. So, because I mean, with the regulations, if you don't know what you're expecting, first thing first, what car are you bringing to the race?
Yeah, what
Because
car's allowed
yeah,
to enter? Yeah.
exactly. How many drivers do you need,
Uh huh.
right? Um, so you don't. I mean, the first step, you should not be buying a race car or a $500 car on Facebook, and then decide what race you're gonna do. Um, you always read the regulations first, and then try to decide what car you're trying to, work around with.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the license.
Yeah.
You know, it should
So,
be
what sort of license do we need to drive at this 24-hour race?
most of the time it accepts the most basic license.
So, the ones that you can buy online, you
Yeah,
don't need to do any tests.
yeah. Whatever you're holding, or some of us are holding, they are a little bit overpowered because,
What?
like you're holding a race license, right? A circuit license
Yeah, probationary one to prepare
to
uh
prepare for.
for Bathurst racing. Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Oh, that's so. You're so honest, Jason.
What's wrong with that? That's the goal. Yeah.
So ambitious, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
but yeah,
anyway, for the motor events though, it's a license that you can buy.
pretty much it's a track day license.
Yeah, same as a track day license, and you
Yeah,
can just show up and drive. Yep.
everyone can do it.
Yeah. Restrictions. For how many categories? Four categories in motor events.
Yeah, MB0, which is the fastest, and MB3 is the slowest.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's all categorized by power only.
I believe so. Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. So we are in the which class?
We are in MB2,
Which is what power
which
figure?
is which is one the second slowest.
What's the power figure
Um,
range?
I remember it was what 108 or 112, but it's so awkward because when they listed the regulations, it was way after we run the B16, and as soon as that came out, I looked up on Wikipedia, and I just realized our engine is at the most bottom of this bracket
Of the like
of
ME
the
one,
ME2.
ME2. Okay.
But that's the thing, right? Whoever's entering from now on, you can. This is one of the things that you can do. Look up the brackets and then decide what car you're buying. Right? It's not our fault that we picked B16.
Yeah.
It's not our fault to not read the regulations. It's because they switch to this format way after we settled down with our cars and our selection of motors. So
Yeah.
sometimes this is part of motorsport. They said they're gonna, you know, make it make it more. How do you say it? More equal.
Yeah.
They try. I think they try to apply a handicap system into it, but it's been a year. We've never heard anything from them, so I think it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all right. Um, so yeah, I mean that's regulations, license, everything, paperwork related. How about car preparation? What when you finally got yourself a car, right?
Hmm.
What's the first thing you need to do, Jason? What would you do when you first bought a car?
Uh, the first thing we need is a CAMS approved 6-point cage with
Yeah,
side intrusions.
side intrusion is very important.
Mm.
Not only the regulations require it,
Yeah.
it's because it saves people's lives,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
We're fortunate enough not to test it in
Yeah.
real life,
Uh huh.
but you can imagine how the side impact if it hits the door.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it can crumble your feet and your hips.
Mm.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
else can
Well, we
fix
have
it.
seen cars flip. Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
they,
that
they,
too.
they just put the car back,
Yeah,
flip it back, and keep driving. So
yeah,
that's that's why roll cage is important. Yeah.
yeah. There's always bolt-in roll cages that you guys can buy.
Mm.
Um, we didn't we didn't run the bolt-ins because we could have just well they're not super cheap anyways. They're only what 2 grand cheaper,
I'm not
maybe
sure.
one and
Yeah.
a half.
Mm. But welding is always
Yeah.
safer than
Oh yeah,
bolting. Yeah.
yeah. And also with the bolt-ins, um, well theoretically you can still take it out, extract it from a current race car. Let's say, oh yeah, I'm done with this car. I want to sell the roll cage. You can do it,
Mm.
but from what we've heard and what we've seen people do before is um, because the chassis flexes time to time, it sort of deforms a little bit,
Yeah.
so that the roll cage, the bolt-in roll cage, would follow um, follow the geometry, follow the evolve of the chassis,
Okay.
and make it tailored to that sort of space.
Oh, I never
You
taken a
never
roll cage out before. I don't know. Have you
no.
seen it?
Yeah, I've seen someone try to install a Costco 4 point,
Uh huh.
not a full cage, it's just a half cage.
Yeah.
But it was so funny that when they tried to fit it inside the P pillar, it's like, yeah, this hole doesn't align, that hole doesn't align,
But it did
and they
align from
struggled
the
a
car
bit.
that he got it from.
Yeah,
Ah.
and then um, one of the experts, they came to this mechanic and said, yeah, it won't fit 100% because it's sort of formed with the previous chassis. So
Interesting.
what you can
Okay.
do now is try to maybe hammer it or try to metal bend it a little bit just to make it fit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the more you you do it to the roll cage, at the end of the day, metal fatigue can happen.
Yeah.
So it would it would technically defy um, the purpose of having a roll cage. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
it can break it. But I mean, it might be true. It might not be true. What I believe is a roll cage is a roll cage. Just get a new one. Don't buy a second hand because at the end of the day, if anything happens, right, it can save your life.
Yeah.
So don't try to judge. Yeah, Wes said this. It's irrelevant. I don't think that's true. It's entirely up to you. I mean, I I always play safe. Everyone knows that I always
Yeah.
play safe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. And then safety gear. Safety gear for the drivers
safety gear for the car is
for the car. Yeah.
I think this yeah because we're just looking at our checklist. We brought our the actual checklist that we bring
Yeah.
to our car preps and our race prep. So we have the checklist here. Um, I think this safety gear refers to the harnesses
Ah. Right.
and the seats.
Yeah.
So that you did the check for me before, remember? When you look at the safety gears, you check the dates.
Yeah. Normally, how long did they last? What's the expiry date
The
for harness and
expiry
seats?
dates on it's written on the seats and the harnesses.
Mhm.
Some of them, I remember. This is tricky. Locally, it should last double the time that it listed on the equipment. So
What
that
do you
the
mean locally?
harness locally is if you buy it from in Australia. I'm not sure if this is a local rule just um, applied to Motorsport Australia or internationally. But if it's a FIA certified harness, it's supposed to last double the time that is listed um, on the harness. But if you're going internationally, it should be according to the exact and expiry date.
Oh, interesting. So,
Yeah.
if it says FIA approved and then says expires at 2024,
Mm-hmm.
but for motor events, it's you can use it until 2029. That
Yeah.
sort of thing, for
Well,
example.
it's not just for motor events. I think it's because um, AASA they have a local rule compared to the international rule. So if you have a like I said, if you have a FIA approved set of harness, if you take it, let's say, um, to racing in Malaysia or in Europe, the
Hmm.
same car, right? You ship it to overseas. It has to go according to the expiry date on your harness
Yeah.
because the fabric can deteriorate. It will lose its purpose. But most of the time with the seats, um, I think the seats are 5 years.
Hmm.
Yeah, but make sure when you purchase a set of harness or race seats, make sure even if if it's brand new, check the expiry date before you walk out the door.
Yeah, because some of them might be built earlier.
Yeah,
Uh,
sometimes. Yeah, it happens. But
mm,
usually, when you're buying from gear shops, um, they usually stock really current items. They don't stock a lot of um, items at one go, so that some of them can expire
yeah.
earlier than they should be.
Hmm.
Yeah, and obviously we need
Yeah.
um, fire extinguisher or a couple of fire extinguishers in the car, depending how safe you want to go.
Yeah. I think one important thing people misunderstand is the extinguisher is to use on yourself if you catch fire. A lot of
Mm.
people think it's to put out the car's fire, but most of the time the one we put in the car is a tiny $30 one they buy from super cheap.
Too
Yeah.
tiny sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. So the main purpose of that is actually to put out fire on yourself in the cabin if it does catch fire.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Apparently, that's what it is. Yeah,
Okay, but also that fire extinguisher, um, it usually have a minimum capacity requirement written
yeah,
in the regulations.
yeah,
Yeah, because sometimes if you're going for a a local event, you might get away with a 1 kilo. Yeah, well, 1 liter. Is it a liter or kilo? 1 liter, 1 kilo.
yeah,
Um, a, a smaller one. But if you're going for a more proper track or um, stricter scrutiny event, you might need a 2 liters
yeah.
plus.
Oh, we do have a big one for when we do refueling.
Oh, that one is huge.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one is for um, refueling use. When we refuel, we need a fireman,
yeah,
and that's also in the regulations.
hmm
So, well, as you thought, when you go to pits, you just need a driver, you need someone to refuel, but then you also need someone to hold on to the fire extinguisher,
hmm
just in case if a fire break out.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
most of the time the fueler is really close to the rear wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and the brake rotor is a couple hundred degrees when you come in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I
Uh,
think that's it for car.
yeah, radio. What radio do we use?
Radio, we use two sets of radios. We use one set for car to pit wall,
Mm-hmm.
which is a two-way radio as well. Um, but originally we ran some not particularly cheap ones, but um, they are less good than the one that we use at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah, later on we invested in some better radios, and it helps. It
with
helped.
dropouts over the track.
Uh, yeah, dropouts and what was it? Interference.
Okay. Well, we're getting interference from other teams.
Yeah. So buy some good radios.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have another set for we have one set for car to pit wall, and then we have another set for pit crew to pit crew, just in case when someone when
We use
some of
walkie
us
talkies.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah
Uh-huh.
yeah remember when we go to refuel at down the end of the pit lane, we always carry a couple of this the smaller ones,
Yeah.
so that whoever's at the pit knows when the car's coming to the front.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise it's a bit confusing. So the
Yeah.
communicate. Yeah, I reckon communication is pretty important.
Yeah. Very. Well, that's,
Yeah,
you know, driver doesn't know what they're doing. The crew doesn't know what they're doing. Yeah.
you have so many occasions. Your radio didn't work when you're
Is it?
driving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you say, "Oh, no one listened to me." Oh yeah, Jason, we are away. The radio wasn't working.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I had some bad experience with the radio as well, but most of the time it was, people just they were too busy chatting.
Okay.
I'm like, lap time, give me my lap time. Nah, nothing. Couple of laps later, what's my lap time? Still no answer. Turns out they were partying at the back of the pit.
Have a smoke break.
Yeah. So yeah, radio is really important.
Yeah.
I strongly recommend
Yeah.
buy some good ones, and have someone reliable standing on pit wall. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next. What is it?
Spare parts.
Spare parts.
So, like, what spare parts do we need to make sure the car is capable to race for 24 hours?
We have everything suspension. From the suspension, we have
So we got what? All the arms, knuckles,
all the arms, all the knuckles,
coilovers, spare set.
spare set of coilovers.
Yeah.
We have spare set of everything from the suspension sort of area. Spare set of brake calipers, spare set of brake discs, spare set of all the consumables.
Yeah.
We have a spare set of them.
Yeah.
Major-
Tires. What? How many sets of tires?
We
Should we
usually
go
bring
through?
3 sets. Right?
Yeah.
3 sets.
So 12 tires.
So total of 12 tires.
Uh huh.
With the wheels on. I mean, to be fair, I think people can get away with 2 sets
So, do we actually use all 3 sets during the race?
sometimes.
Okay.
It depends on the
track.
on the weather, how hard you push. So sometimes when you guys drive, push really hard, that set can only last half day.
Okay.
Yeah, even though, David or Wes ask you not to push so hard, you guys still do the same. But we know it's nothing to do with your driving. Sometimes it's just too hot. At the bend, we struggle with the tires.
Yeah.
That was unexpected. So with the tires, yeah, usually these kind of grassroots racing, they don't have a limitation with how many tires you can bring. If there isn't an limitations, let's say if you're running on a tight budget, you can get away with 2 sets, but don't push too hard because these tires won't last. Right in the winters, maybe, but if it's towards October, early March, early April, or November, early November, like the bend.
Yeah.
Right, the ambient temperature was about 32, 34. It was a hot day. Track temperature would be 40, 45, close to 45. We burned through 2 sets of tires. That was unexpected. So before you depart, before you plan for the race event, have a look at the weather. Check the previous year's climate. Even though I think the climate change just messed up a lot of these data anyway. But yeah, have a little bit of common sense.
Yeah.
If you know your car is punishing on tires, bring an extra set. Otherwise, we'll have to ask David to go into Adelaide and get it out.
40-minute drive one way.
That was so terrible.
To Facebook Marketplace.
Yep. Yeah.
Brake pads. Do our brake pads last 24 hours?
Our brake pads can last 24 hours, but mostly we bring 3 sets.
Huh?
We bring 3 sets.
Oh, okay.
We use 1 set for 1 day and a half, and then we'll change another set, a fresh set for the last day. We always have a third set just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop pretending that you don't know. You're asking me all these questions like journalist. Stop asking me like you don't know. You change how many brakes have you changed on the
I
racetrack?
think pads last a while. Yeah. Most of the time
Yeah,
we only change rotors.
yeah. Until I heard on the radio, Wes, just want to let you know your brake pads might be finishing really soon. And then I just went on this.
That's only a sand down, isn't it?
Nah, that was the band
Yeah. Okay.
at the Red Bull section. Remember the Red Bull the left turn. Wes was told me a lap before. Just watch out. Maybe your brake pad's gonna finish in the next couple of laps. Just come in for a new set, please. I drove so carefully. I didn't even slam on the brakes.
Oh,
And then I turned the left. The car just put it right.
really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
And then yeah, went head in the pit straight away. Um, took the pad out. It was paper thin, metal on metal for a while already. So yeah, bring more brake pads.
Yeah.
You can go through three sets if all your teammates are unrealistically harsh on the brakes. Right? If you have 5 Bennies in your team, then yep, three sets of brake pads. If you have 5 Jason in the, I don't know if Jason uses a lot of brake pad because I just haven't got time to go through the stats, but yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, all the consumables are like fluids, oil
Yeah.
filters, fuel pumps. Pretty much, pretty much just
Standard
common sense.
standard track day thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We bring spare gearbox and spare engines as well.
Yeah.
Depending if we are going for a long journey, if we're going to Sydney, um, even Winton, we bring sometimes we bring spare set of gearbox and engine as well,
Hmm.
so that if knock on wood anything goes wrong, we can still do a quick swap. Our record of the engine swap is 1 hour and 40 minutes
Okay.
at Winton. So yeah, you can do it. I mean, if we can do it, you guys can do it as well. Depending, terms and conditions apply. Depending on the make and model of your car. I can't guarantee. I don't know if you can do a engine swap on the track in a E36 BMW. I don't think you can.
Oh, they're not bad either. They're pretty good. The front comes off.
You
Yeah.
want to try? I can time it.
No, that's okay.
Okay. I mean, if you wanted to, yeah, you can break that 1 hour and 40 minutes, and then we can switch our car from EG to an E36. Just because you are so confident. Okay. Okay. Next, pit lane. What do we have a pit lane? Wow, there's a long
Tools.
list. A lot of things.
We could bring all the standard hand tools that we need to do the fluid change, brake or suspension change, and gearbox engine change. So pretty basic for EG.
So basic tools. What? How do you plan? What kind of tools do you bring? Do you bring your whole toolbox or selection of it?
Selection, so we're assigned because we got a couple of mechanics, so we're assigned each mechanic for certain tools.
Mhm.
Um, but it's a lot of standard, like 3/8 socket, extension, ratchets, impact gun,
Mhm.
spanners. That's it really. That's all there is on the EG.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you use power tools as well?
yeah. Power tools. We use power tools for wheels.
Because you're not a big fan of power tools, I know.
Big
You
fan.
always
Always use
walk
power
around
tools.
with your ratchet. You
Nah,
always walk around with your ratchet.
nah. You sure it's me? That must be
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah.
Always use power tools. Yeah.
How about what is it?
Jerry Chan? Jerry
Jerry
Chan?
Chan's. Jerry Chan's. Yeah.
How many Jerry cans do we bring?
We bring a lot
Like
because we
10?
8 to 10
Yeah.
because we're old school and we're broke. We can't afford a oil rig like some of these teams does. So
Oh.
if you're looking for a sponsor opportunity, um, can someone sponsor us a refueling rig as well? I think it would be pretty strategically helpful when we are at Bathurst. So yeah, just please send me DM or contact me in person if you're interested.
Yeah, great
We've got
exposure. Yes.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, and yeah, jerry cans are they're pretty slow. They're
Yeah.
just
How
slow in
much
general.
fuel do we use?
We
For
go
example, the bend.
through 1,000 to nearly $1,300 of fuel.
Oh.
So it was what over the 3 days we used $1,300 of fuel,
Yeah.
which is a lot.
Mm.
Yeah. You can imagine if we're using filling up the jerry cans and because sometimes we don't have bowsers at the refilling area, so we got to refuel. We got to fill up the jerry cans. Some of the crews have to head out,
Yeah.
bring back with a fully filled jerry cans,
Yeah.
and store them in the storage. When the car comes in, pour in. So it pretty much is just a, extra set of refueling. You have to fill the jerry cans first, and then fill the car.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's just it's a lot of work. It's a lot, and
A lot of running around. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Because you can imagine running with what 2 jerry cans and which is what 40 liters.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of exercise.
Hmm.
Um, we have
Fire retardant materials.
fire
Yeah.
materials. That's we have a fireproof mat and extinguisher.
Yeah. For refueling. Yeah.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Um, for the pit crew and driver well-being, um, we have a storage for the helmets, gear, uh,
Yeah.
personal belongings,
Yeah. Very important.
and that rig is really good in my opinion.
Yeah. It's a $150 shelf that we piece together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we use it as a pit wall setup as well.
Yeah. So normally you bring a laptop and a screen to display the live timing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you watch YouTube with it when you're too
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah. Watch F1.
Yeah, when you're too bored, you just bring it up. you just you just put KO on, and everyone's just starting watching F1, which is really handy,
Yeah.
and it's adjustable as well.
What do you mean adjustable?
As in, when we build it,
Oh, we can.
yeah, you
We
can
can
put it
decide how
higher,
high. Yeah.
lower, depending if your teammates are shorter or tall.
Yeah.
But we usually put it at the same spot.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And the best combo is Tracy found a couple of IKEA bar chairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect combo. A lot, a lot of um, a lot of us they fight for these 2 chairs. So yeah, next time we might need to buy a couple more. Yeah, really, really nice setup. Well,
Yeah.
it goes with KO and a cup of tea. Kills a lot of time with
Yeah.
that
Very
24
important
hours.
is for the gear, especially because before that, you guys didn't have it. Always struggle to find where to put the gear. Mm.
Where's my glove? Where's my gloves?
Yeah. Who got my
Uh,
glove? Who got my hands? Where are my
Oh,
shoes?
I can't find my balaclava.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the helmets chucked at the bottom, and also you know what? With this rack, since we put everything on it, our camping chairs are freed up.
Oh yeah. We don't put gear on the camping chairs anymore. Yeah.
Some of them still do. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Look in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for pit lane, isn't it? I mean, there's also one thing I wanted to talk about before we move on.
Hmm.
The pit stop trolley.
Yeah.
That's a hack. It's not just a life hack. It's a hack. People
Okay.
get jealous. I don't know why they got so jealous looking at our pit stop trolley,
Yeah.
but they're not buying one. Yeah.
What do we put on our pit stop trolley?
We have our window spray.
Hmm.
Um, window spray is essential as well. The Worth um, foamy window spray. I love it.
Yeah.
Little tools with the impact guns and what else?
A torque wrench, rag, because we check
Yeah.
wheel nuts every time the car comes in.
Gloves.
Disposable gloves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cable ties, duct tape. Yeah, for
yeah.
emergency, quick repairs, quick checks.
GoPro batteries sometimes.
Yeah.
Basically, this trolley just use a little bit of your imagination. You chuck everything on it. It's a three tiered. Excuse me. It's a 3 level push trolley, tool trolley, but it's fit. It you just pretty much put everything that you need for a pit stop on it, so that when the car comes in, you just push the trolley out.
Yeah.
And everyone just grab the stuff off the trolley. Here it is. Duct tape, cable tie. um, it's really handy. Um, strongly recommend it. And also, the Worth window spray is really good as well. If you've ever watched Le Mans 24 Hours, Spa 24 Hours, or Nürburgring 24 Hours without the fog, you can see the legit. I mean, we're a legit racing team as well, but the more higher end, more proper racing teams, they use the same spray as well,
Oh really?
inspired by them.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just they spray the whole can onto it because they can afford it. We can't. So every time,
We only do the driver's side.
now you still do the whole windscreen. Tracy does it. When Tracy does it, she does all the windows.
Okay.
But when it's not Tracy doing it, I can't remember who, but spray the half canister of it onto the windscreen itself.
Yeah.
I looked at him. I'm like, that's was it
What, $10 worth?
15, more like 15, $18. Yeah, but the bottle is not cheap. But anyway, yeah, a reliable bottle of window spray is helpful as well. Next up, we have food. We should ask Tracy to come talk about food as well, because there's a lot of philosophy behind it,
Okay.
right? All the menus, snacks, drinks, coffee and tea,
Yeah.
main menu that she prepares, they are all well planned. Not particularly, nutritious, but
It's always delicious. It
yeah,
never runs out.
that's the basically she when she planned it, explained to me a bit. I can paraphrase it. Um, the general idea is when you go to a more arid climate place, let's say when we're going to the Bend, which is super dry,
Yeah.
and um, you just can't taste anything. So what Tracy does is she cooks meals with sauces, so that when you're trying to dunk the rice down your throat, chuck some rice down your throat,
Yeah.
you don't feel that rock solid hard
Okay.
torturing feel.
Yeah.
Instead, you have a little nice sauce that goes down with it. It's really difficult.
I can imagine this for like 10 people at a time for over 3 days. You got breakfast, lunch, snacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it never runs out. There's
Never.
always something there. You can always go there to grab something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you grab the meal off that table, make sure you have to ask what the menu is, because I think it's just the one of us. He thought it's only sauce with the rice,
You only ate sauce with rice.
Uh-huh. But in fact, it should be chicken rice, as in ketchup chicken on rice. So he just
Had ketchup and rice.
he didn't have the chicken. So that at the end, Tracy was like, "Who didn't have the chicken?" Yeah, he just skipped protein. But yeah, food is important. If you don't feel like cooking, if you don't feel like prepping food, just bring some instant noodles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, a lot of the Aussie teams, they just have a barbecue set up in the back of the ute.
yeah, but
It's like-
we're Asians, though.
Yeah.
That's very Yit Hey, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
my
yeah.
throat can feel it. already. Yeah, they have barbecues for 4 days
Yeah,
straight.
for breakfast, lunch, snack, everything. Yeah,
Yeah, they changed the gas canister more than we refill the car. Oh, you just ran out of gas. Just chuck another one in. Yeah, they have that um, barbecue set up the whole 4 days, which
yeah,
is unrealistic. What Tracy does is a bonus. Um, I don't expect every single team to do it, but
yeah,
if you have a good cook, then
yeah,
yeah, it's a bonus. It's a bonus. It actually it really helps our morale. I
yeah,
reckon.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. So
yeah.
yeah, big
Lots of
thanks to her, to Tracy.
thank you,
Yeah,
Tracy. Lots of coffee and tea as well. So driver gear. After I think driver gear is pretty much it. Um, helmet, hands, gloves, race suit, underwear, boots, socks. If you go to a race gear shop,
mhm,
I think they'll look after you.
yeah, mhm. Just say you're here for the motor events racing.
Yeah, because they know whoever just doing motor events, they're newbies. They need special care. Yeah.
Well, it's quite a big amount to spend
Hmm.
in one go, because a helmet can range from a starting helmet from a Revolution race kit is what, $600 for a closed face, like on the
Yeah,
cheap end.
something like that. 5.99.
Yeah, all the way to if you want the full carbon fiber one, like 3 grand or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
uh
Alan has one.
yeah,
A lot of people has
yeah.
one.
Tax write off. Yes. Yeah, yeah. And then Hans device is about 400 to 600.
um,
Yeah.
depending what material you're looking for.
Yeah.
Um,
The composite one is the ones that we get, not the carbon fiber.
carbon fiber is over a grand.
Yeah.
If you get the cheapest one, would be slightly over $400.
Mm.
Um, it's not about the look of it. If you want a better look, if you're chasing that, 20 grams lighter than a composite one, yeah, go for a
Yeah.
carbon fiber. Um, it's it's about saving your life as well. Um, if you ever happen in an accident, a nasty one especially, but don't underestimate any kind of accident that can, you know, um, injure your neck.
Mm.
So just don't underestimate the situation. Lots of the regulations and the current motorsport rules they require enhanced device
Mm.
already. Um, even if you're going to a track day, it's not compulsory. Um, just don't feel that you're showing off by using a hands.
Yeah.
Don't ever think about it.
Mm.
If you have a hand set up in your car with a compatible harness in your car, use it, please.
Yeah.
It can definitely save your life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, harnesses ranges about $420 to maybe if it's special, we just happen to have in a financial year sale. I didn't go check it out. I don't need an extra one. Um, actually, maybe next year we might have to go have a look.
Do they expire?
They expire as well.
Oh, okay.
Expire as well. Everything expires
Yeah.
except any kind of race suits that you bought before 2020.
Why is that?
Um, because they use a new material, so that the new material they expire. The old ones they don't.
Oh.
They only have a manufacture date, um, and I was told they're supposed to last forever,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's intact. But the newer ones, they have a really strict expiry date.
Right.
So check with your dealer,
Mm.
um, and also they can recommend you with your budget. Um,
Yeah.
it's okay that you rock up in a cheap suit, cheap suit. it's okay that you're
Yeah.
not, putting on the Red Bull, RB,
Yeah.
Cash App, Visa.
Maybe not Alpine, but but like yeah, all these even if they're cheaper, they still meet the standards, like FIA standards
Definitely,
for fireproofing.
definitely.
Yeah,
Budget racing is budget racing,
yeah. Put
right?
safety first,
Safety
obviously.
first.
Hmm.
Um, the more expensive race suit doesn't mean that they last longer in the fire.
Yeah,
Um, it might be just a different look. It might be just different fitting, right? The material is a little bit better,
but
as
more
in the
comfortable. I
yeah,
find
more
that.
comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But if you don't think that confidence is on your and is the priority, then just don't spend that extra $1,000 chasing for a better suit.
yeah.
Spend that $1,000 for some brake pads, because brake pads aren't cheap anymore. One set of Sedoyas that we use,
Three
you
hundred,
can
$300.
go. I mean, it's equivalent for a track day.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and people complain about how track day expensive. Do
Uh,
we complain about how expensive a set of brake pads are?
no.
Well, I
we
still, I do.
we complain about racing how expensive racing is in general.
We all complain how expensive racing is in general, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, the logistics behind a race meet is not easy.
Mm.
It's really hectic if you're getting started. Um, it's easy to miss, you know, a couple of things. It's just like traveling overseas.
Yeah.
You want to bring your socks, you want to bring some of your toothpaste, your favorite picture with your dog, But at the end of the day, if you have a checklist to go through,
Yeah.
like we do,
Hmm.
it comes more handy.
Yeah.
And if you have more people to, help you with it, maybe uh, you ask your whole team, maybe 5 mates of yours, to run through everything one by one. Um, yeah, it should be pretty easy. Yeah. But it's just a lot of, you know, um, you don't you don't build up your equipments or your collection of, you know, your camping chairs. Even you don't buy 10 camping chairs at one go. I don't.
Well, everyone tries to bring their own. Anyway.
Yeah, everyone tries to bring their
Yeah.
own, but slowly, I think I have 8 camping chairs under my name already. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's still overwhelming. I just can't say it's a very easy task to prepare
Mm.
for a race weekend.
Definitely a teamwork. You
Oh
can't do
yeah,
it by yourself. Yeah.
teamwork makes.
Dream work.
That's it. All right. Um,
That covers our
our
the pack
checklist.
or checklist. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you, I mean, I'm just worried that some of the info regarding, the car specs and the race suits or the harnesses, they are outdated or I got it wrong. Um, it's just a little disclaimer, or let's just say, um, the regulations changes really rapidly. You know, half year ago you heard something or you saw something on the regulations. Half year later, they change. So make sure, um, just don't just don't go with one set of regulations every time. Even if you're entering one race meet next month, and then after next month you're entering an other race meet the month after, even if it's just 1 month apart, check the regulations again.
Uh,
Checking the regulations really really important.
hmm.
All right, until next time, I think that's it.
Yeah.
You gotta hop off. I gotta hop off as well.
See you.
Gonna
Bye.
I gotta go home and play some Assetto Corsa. All right, see you later.